Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Epic Life. I'm super excited for today's call because we have Brian Diego from Santa Cruz, California. Brian, thank you so much for submitting your Epic Life story. Of our 94-ish benefits that we have at Epic, what is your favorite benefit?
So I will been with the company almost 2 years, and I will start though. I just took advantage of eyes and the teeth, so for the first time, and I'm actually getting involved with the benefits now. But my favorite thing and what drove me to this company was stock.
Yeah.
And the reason being, it kind of ties into my big picture with this company, my former company. I'm still a large stockholder in that company. Probably should have sold, but I didn't. So my kids will take advantage of that when I'm dead. But I like the idea of stock. I think that's going to be a life-changing, not for us in particular, but I think it's going to be a life-changing moment for a lot of agents for a lot of different reasons. You know, the day we do go public, you know, we come from the Silicon Valley, so we're 45 minutes. We live on the ocean, but next to Silicon Valley in San Jose. When I was selling real estate as a kid, I was 20 and 21, and a lot of people were coming in going, "Oh, well, I just cashed in on my stock options." I'm like, "Well, what are those?" And they're like, "Oh, well, the company rewards us and we invest in our company if we believe in it." And there's more millionaires per capita in the world 30 minutes from my house. And all these people that were my age and older were cashing in and making millions and millions of dollars. And I'm like, I want a part of that. But I was like, I'm in real estate. We never had that option. And I didn't know any better, but I realized no company really had that option. And then my previous company did. But then when Epic came along, I'm like, we're all in early. We know we're in the first inning right now.
Yeah.
So we're in early. And I'm like, I think this is going to be kind of a life-changing moment, not necessarily for us, but for the people that we surround ourselves with, because we are having our small group invest in themselves and invest in the company. And I know it's going to be life-changing when we do go public for a lot of them. And I'm super excited for that part of it, to see it as a kid. And now I'm a 53-year-old man, and now I'm going to live a part of that dream like that I've always wanted. And as real estate, it's really cool. We got all these options now.
I know. I love it too. I love that they're rewarding us with these stock awards for helping build the company, for reaching certain levels in our production, like several different things. And so it's a great opportunity. And we're a tech company. Like, I love that. I love that we're not just a real estate company, that we are a tech company. Now you can tell all those tech companies there by you that, hey, I'm with a tech company too.
Oh, absolutely. We're super excited for that. And then I hope whoever listens to this really takes a moment and kind of just invest in themselves. We know we have the most aggressive stock split, which is great. Great for the agents. You get paid more, your family does, and allows you more opportunities. However, you know, like what we've told our agents is, hey, when you cap, fine, continue to pay in, but invest in yourselves. Like, invest in yourselves right now. Take advantage while you can with the discounts that the company's offering you at the price we're at right now. And I said, and take advantage of it. I said, most people build wealth through these RSU stocks that we're dealing with right now, which will, you know, allow you fun things to go travel and do things with your family later. So that's kind of what we're preaching to our people. If you believe in this company, start believing in yourself and invest in yourself. And, you know, and put that money away. It's okay. It's just another savings account, like we all tell our clients with a house.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. That was awesome. Thanks so much, Brian, and thank you, Dawn, for putting that together. I love these. There we are. Hi, guys. That was so great, and so many things that Brian said I think were really important about the stock. This is early. If you're here right now, you are brand new to Epic. I mean, these are the very, very early days for Epic. We are still planning our public offering for this year, and we are in some different stages. So right now, you know, we're going public as what's called a reverse merger or reverse IPO. For those of you who don't understand what that means, that's okay. All that means is that it is when a private company buys a public company as their parent company, and converts that public company into their parent company. And that takes the whole company public. It's a very common way to go public. It's how companies like EXP went public. It's how Burger King went public. It's very common, but it is different than an IPO. So if you don't understand it, just ask ChatGPT about it. But It's commonly referred to as a reverse merger or a reverse IPO. But we're doing it this year and pretty excited about it. It is daunting to do. There's so much regulation, so much stuff going on with it. But and now I understand why so many other brokerages who said that they were going public last year didn't, because like they just said they probably just couldn't. It's difficult. But we're still on track. So very happy about that. We have a really good team doing it, working on it, and we'll be bringing in even more people to help us with it. But it's going to be awesome. Don mentioned us being a tech company. We will go public as a company called Epic X. Epic X will own all of the technology that we have built and are building in all of our IP. And we'll own Epic Realty. And so you guys actually will have stock not in Epic Realty, but in Epic X. Epic X is also involved in some M&A, some mergers and acquisitions. So there are three, maybe four companies that we're looking at acquisitions for over the next year. And so Epic X will be the parent company for those companies as well. And so we have a lot going on. We're building a lot of new tools, and we'll go over some of that at shareholders, which is in 5 weeks. So if you are not signed up for shareholders, you absolutely should be. I think Samantha's going to put in the chat the link. It's epicshareholders.com for you to register for that. I know we still have some seats. This is actually the first year we're going to allow spouses. So you can bring your spouse. It's free to Epic agents. There's a deposit, but it's refundable just to make sure everybody shows up and that we don't hold a seat for somebody who's not going to show up. But it's refundable. And then for the spouses, it's only $100, which is super crazy cheap. I can remember my last brokerage was over $1,000 for me to attend, let alone bring anybody with me. And so it is. We have a lot to talk about there. We'll have some new tech. We'll have some benefits we've been talking about that'll be available. We have some new benefits to announce, and we have some really awesome speakers. I don't know for sure if we're going to have this one celebrity speaker, if he's going to be for shareholders or PowerCon or just reserved for another event. But I'm very excited about him. So I'll have to see at the next event planning meeting if that's what the way that we're going. But last year we had Barbara Corcoran, who was amazing and hilarious and just so insightful. And so hoping to kind of recreate that. She was awesome. In my mind, I was like, can't we just get Barbara again? But I don't think we could just have Barbara every year. But we'll have somebody pretty awesome. Definitely go register. The link was shared by Samantha. Thank you, epicshareholders.com, and go try that out. If it looks like, where are you, Josh? Are you at a hotel or like a weird coffee shop? I am at a hotel. I'm in Toronto right now. In fact, my view is this window overlooking all this white snow in the city of Toronto. It is so cold here. It is. The feels like it's like -1. It's insane. So I was complaining about the weather when I was in Texas because it was in the 20s and 30s, and I was not mentally prepared for this level of cold. But we're here for the Buzz Conference, and I want to thank Wendy and Jill and Lisa and everybody who's involved in us being here. And I think I'll be speaking later today in a couple of hours. But we are on stage. I forget, it's about AI and technology and the future of real estate brokerages. So I'm pretty excited about that conversation. And then tomorrow I head from here to Detroit for our very first summit, our very first regional summit. So we have our national events. Janice, Chris, and I are still planning on doing our tour this year. We come visit you guys and meet a lot of you guys in person. Very excited about that. But we are having our very first regional summit, and thank you, Bobby, and everybody for putting this on. Michigan is our second biggest state. Sorry, Florida, you were second for a little minute, and then Michigan is just blown up. So Michigan is our fastest growing state, and is our second biggest, and I'm very excited to see everybody there. So that we're going to drive there tomorrow. Jill's driving, so you guys just pray for me, okay? Thanks. But we'll be driving. Jill's a great driver. I'm just teasing her. But we will be driving from Toronto to Detroit for that event. So I'm excited to see all of you guys, to meet all our Michigan folks. I know we have hundreds of people that have already registered and are coming. And so it should be just an amazing event. There should be a link somewhere for you to register for that event, powersummit.live. Thanks, Samantha. So for you to register for that event, if you are in the Midwest and you want to come, it's going to be awesome. So can't wait to see you guys. But I am going to welcome everybody who joined in the past since the last time I read the names. So if I read your name, welcome. We're so excited you're here. It's a crazy time for this startup. This is a really big year for us. I know Brian mentioned the stock. Stock is very, very low. We have a valuation coming out very, very soon. We'll have I think two valuations coming out before we go public this year. So now is a good time because this is very, very low. But it's because we need a new one. But I'm welcome to the company. Really happy you're here. If I messed up your name, I'm sorry. I'm kind of flying through it. But welcome to Joshua Matiao, Alan Alidaco, Monica Pacina, Anthony Adams, Edgardo Luevano, Tammy Holly, or Joel, Robert Bermes, Mario Mundo, Randolph Ray, Ashley Haley, Jeremy Simmons, Amy Zink, Delilah Landing, Lisa Westerbeck, Krista Jelski, Brandy Shackett, Antoinette Reyes, Clavenda Pratt, Michelle Duvall, Jonathan Chams, Will Teague, welcome back, buddy, Michelle Woods, Andretta Richo, Samuel Elzey, Michael Kincaid, Teresa Kemp, Erica Peterson, Jemica Mitchell, Barbara Davis, Jacek Zaplicki, Candace Van Bieber Jefferson, uh, Aaron Aaron Brunger, Isaac Islas Gutierrez, Marjan Gray, Kong Yang, Juan Rodriguez, Christopher Frollo, Tiffany Donovan, Christiana Hebison, Scott Kleist, Linda Pike, Christina Sunquist, Tommy Harris, Henry Perry, Devin Cantrell, Norris Bush, Brian Stone, Megan Workman, Tasha Mallet, Caroline Phillips, Sunji Michelle Strong, Lisa Montgomery, Nicholas Agwan, Joshua Bittner, Bonnie King, Tiffany Kopas, Melinda Sweatman, Renee Cruz, Felicia Enuha, Jared Reeves, um, Donquita Manis, Deborah Bloyd, Ivy Ellis Obasher, Linda Revoir, Cesar Carreno, Brian Cuff, Adam Schwartz, Chanel Mitchell, Catherine Cole, and Ryan Jones. Welcome, guys. Very excited that you guys are here. And sorry if I messed up your name. We have some speakers today that I'm going to get to who I want not they're going to introduce a little bit about the organizations that they're a part of, but I want to mention a couple very specifically, and that is Epic Cares and Nemo. So they're two distinct organizations. Epic Cares is primarily here for our agents who are in need of something. And so if there's something going on, there's something in their life going on, and they need help, that's what Epic Cares is here for. And then there's Nemo. Nemo is our national emergency management organization, and that is for whenever something happens kind of tragically in your city or your state. Usually it's weather related, so it might be a hurricane, it might be your latest kind of cold snap, it might be tornado or something like that. That's what that's for. And these are just two amazing organizations ran by amazing people, and I want to thank everybody who's involved with that. But right now, one of the ones that I checked in on about four of our agents last night. If you get a text from me and I'm not asking you for a gift card, it probably is real because I do text agents all the time. I do not text you asking for Candy Crush gift cards or whatever. That's not a thing. That's probably a scam. But if you get a text from me, then asking you how you are, it's real. So if you're like, is this really you? Or if I text you happy epic versary or congratulations on a sale or happy birthday, that's me. It really is me. It's just you may not have my phone number saved, but it really is me. And now if I start texting you asking you to buy stuff for me, that's not real. So I was texting with a few of our agents last night who are in Tennessee and having issues there with like electricity and power and a lot of people lost power. We also had another agent whose family had like a tree go into their home, and like it's just there's a lot of stuff that happened all the time. That's what Nemo and Cares is for, is to help in those situations. And if you're in need of that, you can, for one, reach out to your area leader and see what resources they might have available for you locally. But they can also connect you with Cares. But I think Walt Key, where are you, Walt? I want you to talk a little bit about Nemo if you're on here. Walt Key. There you go. Ask to unmute. Can you tell
I
us
am
everybody a little bit
indeed.
about Nemo?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm Walt. For those who don't know me, I'm bundled up in the Arctic, Northeast Florida, so I can't relate to the folks in. Although I will be in Detroit tomorrow, and so I'm mentally preparing myself for single digits. I will make a snow angel in a Hawaiian shirt if there's snow on the ground. It'll be on my social. It'll happen. So Nemo, let's talk about that for a minute. It's a great organization. It is voluntarily ran by a board of several awesome agents. I'm not the only one. I'm not even the most awesome one by far. What our goal is to be an organization where agents in the company can help agents in the company. So when there is an issue with an agent, their family, their community, we do our best to step up and support those needs. So a lot of times we get asked, well, what's kind of the difference between CARES and and Nemo? And the easiest way to explain it, I think, is if you're dealing with an internal emergency that probably doesn't affect anybody else, that's most likely going to be a CARES issue that they can address immediately. If you're dealing with an externally caused emergency, Nemo's probably your first stop. So if you're in Florida, for example, and there's a hurricane and it takes out a community, if you are affected by that, then absolutely reach out to Nemo and let us know what's going on and how we can best support that. If you're in a small town and a tornado blows through, if you're in this ice storm and trees fell and broke your power lines and your power's out, and all of the things that happen with natural disasters, that's the goal. That's what we're there for. And for those who have not seen it, I'm sure most of you have because you're awesome and you're out closing deals. You can contribute to both CARES and Nemo directly from your CDA. All of that money goes into a separate fund. So when someone reaches out and says, listen, I've got some bad stuff going on and I need some help, we have those funds available to put them in front of the agents and their families to take care of them. So that's Nemo in a nutshell. If you have any questions at all, you can find right on the Epic dashboard. If you just scroll down, there is a Nemo's and a CARES button. And you're welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions about Nemo. If you want to be involved in Nemo and you have a background in first aid or emergency management, or you just want to be involved more in contributing to the agent family, reach out to us. We'll get you linked in.
Awesome. And what is the email? It's nemo@epicrealty.com.
Nemo@epicrealty.com.
Nice. I love it. Thanks so much, Walter. I know you guys are doing a lot of things, and there's always something going on. We live in a big country, and so thank you so much for everything you guys do. It's amazing. Some amazing stories for sure. All right. Well, I also want to talk a little bit about CARES, and we're doing this also with Nemo. Is CARES is in the final stages of becoming a 501c3 nonprofit, which means anything you donate to that will be a tax write-off as well. So we're working on that now. It should be in February. So I know that we submitted the final paperwork for it. And so CARES. So like Walt said, CARES is something a little bit more personal. In fact, CARES is very cool. So what happens is you submit to CARES for help, for assistance, and and it's managed by our internal staff. Everything is anonymous. It actually goes to a group of agents who are also anonymous. They're doing this with no thanks. I want you guys to understand that CARES is ran by agents who are anonymous so that other people aren't reaching out to them trying to get leverage for their whatever their thing is. But it anonymously goes before a panel of our agents across the country. And then they vote on how they can help, whether they should help, whether they shouldn't help, and how much they can allocate to help. And so it's a completely anonymous system by anonymous people. And the people who are involved in that, I want to say thank you so much. I know it's a hard job to hear a lot of these stories, which are usually kind of sad in a way. And then to make a tough decision and decide whether or not you can help them. And to make that decision without any thanks at all. So it really is huge. So thank you so much to the people who are involved in our CARES program, and thank you to those who are involved in our NEMO program. Our NEMO program We plan on expanding even more this year. So I know we do a lot with raising money. Walt mentioned on your CDA, you can donate to both CARES and to NEMO. And you absolutely should. All 100% of the money goes to the agents. 100%. It all goes to them. You're just helping other agents. And you can get help too when you need it. So which is great. So but anyway, these with the Nemo expansion that I'm talking about is going to be more boots on the ground. Our goal originally founding it was not just raising money, it was also having boots on the ground. I know we do a lot with our area leaders and things like that, but we're going to be doing things like buying generators and having them stored so that when somebody loses power, we can do that. Having trucks, having food, that kind of stuff that people aren't thinking about whenever like FEMA or something comes in and they're bringing everybody a $10 check and bottled water, like having more than that for everyone. And so that is something that we are really, really working on, is taking care of our agents. You guys know that's our goal, to take care of our agents. So we're building that out, and it really is awesome. And so soon it will be a nonprofit organization that stands on its own, and we will hopefully be able to raise money and raise resources because of that, even outside of Epic. But for now, this is an agents helping agents situation, CARES and NEMO. So thank you guys so much for those of you who donate, for those of you who are involved in just making it a reality. It takes a village, man. It really, really does. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Walt. All right. So the Toronto thing I'm at right now, the Buzz Conference, the Detroit event. I hope to see you guys there. Shareholders. If you go to shareholders.com, you can register. It's just 5 weeks away. And people always ask me what benefits we're going to announce. You have to go. That's how you find out. So people are like, "What are the new benefits?" You'll find out. You'll find out when you're there. So if you're there, you'll find out that day. I know that we are doing something special for the people who attend shareholders. And I don't have all the details, but at the last shareholders, we allowed agents to buy stock. We allowed them to buy stock without their commissions. They could literally just buy stock, which is something we never do, except for a very, very special event like shareholders. So it makes sense. It's been brought up a couple times. People have really, really asked about it. We weren't thinking about doing it again this year because, believe it or not, we actually got backlash last year where people are like, "Oh no, they're broke and selling off stock to pay for the event." And I'm like, "No, no, no, we did it because it was our first shareholders, and all of you guys are shareholders. We thought we'd sell some shares." And so we did last year is we didn't sell a lot of shares, but what we did is we sold the pool of shares that were abandoned. So what we call orphan shares. These are shares that were abandoned by agents who left our company or were terminated or for whatever reason. But those shares were kind of set aside. We sold basically these orphan shares. And so people were asking if we're going to do it again this year, and we did at our last meeting decide that we were. I don't know how many shares that is. I don't know what day it will happen. But one thing that we did talk about was doing it just for people going to shareholders. So, and making a limited run for those people who are registered to go to shareholders. So if you are registered to go to shareholders, how many you'll be able to buy and all of that stuff. I don't know the details too, but we will be doing that. So, we will be selling shares. We will allow you to buy shares at this extremely low valuation we have right now. And so, yeah, we'll put up more details about it. It'll be on Agent Portal. It'll go on an email blast, all of that fun stuff. But we are going to allow people attending shareholders to buy shares. So I'm excited about it. It's cool. It was very, very fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people stocked up on shares. Since they're going public this year, I'm sure they're very excited about the shares that they bought at an extremely low price. For those of you who want to register for shareholders, it's epicshareholders.com. All right. Speaking of organizations, I want to talk just for a second about the different boards that we have. Okay, so we have our executive advisory board, our founding members board, and our agent advisory council. Now, people usually get these kind of confused, like what's the point of them? So the executive advisory board, I'll speak on first. That one is not one you can apply to. It is a slate of executives, people in executive kind of positions, either with our company or have experience. But these are people who it's an invite only thing. And usually it's people we want to hear their opinion. Their opinion is important in our industry or to our company. And so we've decided to put them in this board. It kind of works like a second board of directors in a way where they get together and they share their own personal opinion of what they think that we could do and what changes we can do. Now, that is very different than the agent advisory council. So if you're on the agent advisory council, it is not about your personal opinion. So the leaders and members of our agent advisory council are not there to give their personal opinion. They are there to speak on behalf of the agents. And so the agent advisory council are usually populated with people who are area leaders, or who have, their ear to the ground about everything that's going on with the agents who have just signed up, agents who are here and working every day. So it's a lot different than the executive advisory board, where it's executives talking about everything from company structure and going public and things like that, to the agent advisory council, who are talking about what they're hearing from agents on the ground. So those are two very distinct boards. Our founding members board are populated with people who helped found the company. So these are, the initial state brokers. These are people who are here in the very beginning, who hold some leadership roles usually. And their job is very different. They actually have one goal, and that is to increase retention. But we have great retention, over 90% retention. But their goal is to make sure that people are staying, and that means making everyone happy. The hardest person to recruit from another brokerage is someone who's happy. If you've ever done recruiting, you've talked to someone else where they're like at a brokerage where they're paying 50% splits and all these things. They're still very hard to recruit, even if um, they are paying a lot of money and they have no cap, if they're happy. And so a lot of times you'll hear people say, "Oh, I'm happy where I'm at." And so our goal is to make everyone happy. And so we have Kathy Fowler, who's a director of retention, who does an amazing job, and she's working with our retention committee to focus on retention. And that could be everything if you think about all the things that make agents happy. It could be new benefit recommendations, benefit changes to benefits. It could be, changes to way, different departments run. Here are some complaints. How do we resolve them, systemically? And so they have a different mission. Their mission is just retention. I want to point something out. We are the only brokerage, national brokerage, that making everyone happy is impossible. Of course, Tony, that doesn't mean you throw out the goal of trying to make everyone happy. So you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like saying, I don't make my bed because I'm just going to mess it up later. You still try. And so that way you make as many people happy as you possibly can. Um, so, but, um, but we are the only brokerage that does not have a growth committee. We're the only brokerage that does not have a VP of growth. And yet we're the fastest growing real estate brokerage in history. And that is no accident, because we are not focused on growth for growth's sake. We're focused on making agents happy and making sure they have the tools and benefits they need to be successful. And so it's just a very different approach than most brokerages that only focus on growth for growth's sake. We don't have a growth committee, but we definitely have a retention committee. And so I'm very thankful. Thank you guys so much to all the people who are involved in that, in the Agent Advisory Council, the Executive Advisory Board, and the founding members board. So if you want to get involved in something that makes a real impact in our company, the Agent Advisory Council is actually accepting applications right now, which is crazy. The link to that will be posted here in a second by Samantha, but it is, thank you, Samantha. If you want to join the Agent Advisory Council, I would love to hear your voice and what you're hearing on the ground from your agents. It's usually somebody who has some leadership experience or has a lot of contacts within the real estate community, especially at Epic. And thank you, Epic Georgia. I'm guessing it's Allison, putting solution-minded people. We definitely need people who have solutions, not people who just have complaints. Because anybody can complain. We're really looking at problem-solving people who like to take a problem and create a solution out of it. We don't want people who have a problem for every solution. And so think about it. If you're the kind of person who likes to solve problems and who likes to work to make everybody happy and to gather a bunch of data together and try to make Epic a better place to be, definitely consider applying. It's a great way to kind of start a leadership position here. If you want to do that, is to be on the Agent Advisory Council. All right. So thank you to all the Agent Advisory Council members currently, and you're doing an amazing job. And all right. So the other thing I want to mention, the other groups I want to mention, we have Jane No. I think it's going to be May May and Steve Chang on here. Let me find you guys. Let me see. May May. There you are. You're on here twice. So I'll just ask to unmute both. And then Steve. Steve. All right. Oh, I clicked mute, Steve. I'm sorry. There we go. Unmute. Somebody already did it for me. There we go. Hey, Steve.
Hold on, I'm trying to connect.
Oh, there you go. And May May. So tell
Hi.
us about the revitalized Asia Network. Tell us all about it.
Yes. So Steven will have a slide that he can
Yes,
share.
I'm trying to share the
Slide.
screen.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Good morning, all. How are you guys doing? Cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So yes, we are relaunching the Epic Agent Network, led by Jane O, who's actually flying into somewhere in Florida, maybe to visit Walt. But yes, we are relaunching, and this is the network: empower, support, and elevate agent professionals. May May is going to head the West Coast. I'm going to head the East Coast, and Jay's going to be the national director for this Epic Asia Network. Cool.
Okay, so the most important point for the real estate agents, the agent community is one of the fastest growing buyer segment in the US. So agents who understand and serve this market well will win long-term clients, repeat business, and generate referral. So it's a growing engine, it's not a niche. So that's why we are super excited about this launch. And we're basically intentionally focused on Asian community within this network. And it's just not one audience. It is a diverse culture, language, family structure, and buying patterns. So when real estate professionals learn to serve these differences with respect and competencies, we remove the frictions, build trust, and create access to homeownership for more families. So this is both good business and the right thing to do.
Cool. So our mission, the Epic Asian Network, is to empower real estate professionals of Asian descent and allies. And we chose that word very carefully. It's, don't have to be Asian, but allies, friends of the Asian community. By fostering a supportive, educated, and culturally conscious network of agents and industry partners. We believe in creating bridges between cultures, between professionals, and between communities to unlock greater opportunities, elevate leadership, and champion the unique voices within our richly diverse industry. Our mission goes beyond representation. It is about creating impact, providing value, and celebrating excellence in every transaction, every relationship, and every story we help shape through real estate. And all in all, it's for collaboration, not compete. We build bridges, not walls. And it's to grow together, not alone.
So our vision of leading this network is basically building exclusive communities with top producing agents, leaders, and entrepreneurs. We want to develop a cultural competency agents who serve clients with authenticity, empathy, and excellence, and leading community central outreach that elevate awareness, access, and opportunity for understand population, providing a career advancement and wealth building tools through mentorship, education, and business strategies. So we want everyone that have interest to join this network to have a powerful voice in shaping the next generations of leaders in real estate and beyond.
Cool. And so if you want to get involved, reach out to Jay, myself, or May May, right? And then more details to follow.
Yeah, we also will have a Google Doc to fill out if you're interested. Definitely just register or just fill out this form, and we have an interest list, and definitely contact you if you're interested in joining this network.
Awesome. Do you have The link. Oh, it's right there.
Yep, it's right there. Yep,
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much. It's very exciting.
super excited. Thanks,
Yay.
Josh.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Josh.
So the who was I think it's going to be Roddy De La Garza talking about the other network I wanted to mention. Roddy, where are you, buddy? There you are. Ask to unmute. There you are. All right. So tell us a little bit about this new organization. Whoever's doing this, stop adding and replacing spotlights. I got it. All right. There we go. Hey, Roddy. Ask to unmute. Go for it.
Am I unmuted now?
Yep.
Awesome. Good morning, Epic. My name is Roddy De La Garza. I'm one of the team leads. I run a team across Southern California, and I have the privilege of replacing Jay this morning, who is on his way somewhere in an airplane to talk about a really important initiative, the center of gravity, as I like to call it, of the current housing market. One of the best things I did 10 years ago was get my SRES designation, because the median home buyer today is 56 years old and the median seller is 63 years old. So almost half of all buyers are 55 plus. So the SRES is a seniors real estate specialist, because as we look at the future of real estate, millions of boomers are going to start moving at least once in their retirement. And this is not just a specialized niche, it's going to be the dominant transaction class of the next 2 decades. Folks, we're talking about 13 trillion in US housing equity. And unfortunately, from my own experience and what I've learned, is it's a segment of the community that is drastically underserved with unspecialized education and increasingly at risk, which creates both a duty and a responsibility, I believe, as agents to learn about this segment in this group and how to help them. Because sellers routinely face condescension, complexity, digital barriers, and in some cases, me and my team have started to observe even real financial harm. So there's regulatory scrutiny right now around elder exploitation, and a brokerage that becomes trusted, who takes care of people's aunts, uncles, and grandparents, becomes a lifestyle referral basis for these families. So in my personal experience, I've earned family referrals, attorney referrals, senior housing referrals, and it also helps us create a defensible brand moat in a fee compressed market. So Epic Realty is excited to launch the Epic Realty Seniors Network. We're still coming up with the finalized name. The initiative will focus on elevating standards, education, and the ethical services for the 55 and up community, positioning our agents to lead one of the most important and fastest growing segments in real estate. What I envision to have happen is regular education on all matters, such as referral networks to probate attorneys, estate attorneys, specialized lending programs, international housing options, all kinds of things that we can do together as a team. So we're founding that team now. And so if you're passionate about serving seniors, we just wanted to announce it today and ask you to reach out to myself or Jay No. Thank you.
Thanks, Roddy. And I will say, like, it's for a lot of agents, they do see it as just like a niche market, but you're missing out on half the real estate. Half. That's insane. So, if you are, it's important as agents that we always adapt, like we have to adapt to new technology and changing kind of market conditions. But this is a changing market condition. This is no longer a niche group of people. This is the group of people. And so getting involved and getting your SRES certification and getting involved in our senior network here at Epic is going to be really important for your business. So imagine missing half the market. That would be absolutely terrible idea. So how do people get involved, Roddy? What do they do?
Right now, since it's a brand new initiative, we're asking that you either contact me directly, Roddy De La Garza at epic.me, or Jay No. We're going to start compiling our first group of folks who are interested in this education, and we will be getting back in touch with you. It is newly formed, and we're ready to go. So
Love
if you're
it.
interested and you have a commitment to this service, we want you to contact us.
Absolutely. I love it. Thanks so much, Roddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So, okay. And then other things that I want to mention. 1099. So 1099s are happening this month. There is a website. It's myepicw9.com. You should have received a lot of emails from us. Multiple emails have sent out from support, from our just from the company. When you go to myepicw9.com, the email that is registered there is the one that you provided us when you did your application. It's your personal email address that you gave us on your application. And so if you don't remember that email, try a different one. But what you do is you go there, you enter your email, and it sends you a link to log in. It's often referred to as a magic link. But make sure that you're putting in the correct email. If you have a problem logging in, reach out to support at epicrealty.com, or open up a support ticket in the old Epic Cloud. You'll be able to do it there. If you're seeing discrepancies in the amounts, like you're missing a transaction or something like that, then you should be reaching out to transactions at epicrealty.com. There's a transactions Zoom that happens every morning at 9 a.m. Central, transactionzoom.com. So there's a lot of ways to reach transactions, but if you're seeing some discrepancies, do it. But we have a lot of incomplete profiles. And so there's some information that we need from you. And so you need to go to myepicw9.com to complete that profile. So, but if you have a problem with logging into it, again, thank you, Samantha, for putting that link there. So if you have a problem with logging in, reach out to support. And if you have any discrepancies, reach out to transactions so they can update it so that it is correct. You will get 2 different W-9s this year, 2 different ones. One of them is if you've made any rev share at all, you will get a second W-9. And that's normal because they're 2 different 1099s. One's called a 1099 NEC, that is just your commissions. And the other one is a 1099 miscellaneous, and that is any revenue share that you've earned. So you'll get 2 different ones. We're hoping to get the miscellaneous one out by January 31st. That is not a requirement for a miscellaneous 1099 by the government, but it is something we're trying to do. We'll see if we're able to do that, but we definitely have the NECs out by that date. But myepicw9.com, if you go there and set it up now, it'll save you so much problems later trying to figure out where's my 1099, where is it at? It's right there. So go and check it out and sign up for it and set it all up if you're having any problems. I did notice right now somebody said they're having problems registering for shareholders. I've seen that a couple times in the chat. I want you guys to understand that there is a part where you have to check a box. And it won't let you check the box. That's because you haven't read it. You have to scroll the box. You have to read the whole thing, then check the box. So make sure you scroll it, check the box so you can register for shareholders. So that is if anybody's having that problem. If you just still can't do it, then try a different browser. And if you still can't do it, reach out to support at epicrealty.com and let them know, send them screenshots, let them know exactly what's going on. But yeah, so definitely go register for the 1099 platform. Here in about 15 minutes, I think Justin Graham, if you guys don't know Justin Graham, he's amazing. He's going to be hosting Agent Attraction. So, hey, Justin.
Yes, sir. And
yeah, buddy.
Thanks for
We have
sending
the
me a
same
picture.
hat.
Thanks for sending me a picture of your outfit this morning so I could match you exactly.
I love it, man. I'm going to the Buzz conference. I'm going to wear my Future is Epic shirt today. So it's like I got to wear this. I'll wear it on the call and I'll wear it down there. But I'll do my hair before I go down there, so I don't have to wear the hat. But it's all good, man. They look good. I love that one. The graffiti one. I have one of those. That's awesome. So tell us what people can expect.
Yeah, so today we're gonna discuss some of the usual basics, but we're gonna dive in a little bit into our teams programs, which seems to be a very popular recruiting tool to Epic because the way our teams are structured is it empowers and elevates all agents up to that top tier to kind of make them the same as the team leader as far as the tools, the bonuses, the incentives, everything like that typically at other brokerages only the team leaders are getting. So we're going to dive into that and all the different programs based on your production that the teams would qualify for.
Absolutely. And we're adding more stuff to the teams thing this year. So there'll be more team benefits, more team leader and team member benefits as we increase the teams division. Yeah, that's exciting, man. That's great. I know teams are one of our fastest growing segments because we bring on a lot of brokerages actually. Like privately owned companies who come in as a team. And so and then we have some national teams now that have expanded pretty because we don't have borders. So people are joining to be a part of that. But yeah, that's exciting. Teams is our largest growth segment. So that's great, man. I love it. So tell people though what the difference is between agent attraction and recruiting, because they kind of get mixed up a little bit. Oh, you muted. Now I gotta unmute you. There you go. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, at Epic, we want to attract organically and do things the right way, not in like mass bulk ways, but to just specialize in sharing our experience, sharing our love for the company and the benefits that we enjoy, and just putting that out there in kind of a non-evasive way. Not so much cold calling, like I said, or sending mass texts, but doing it kind of classy and kind of training ourselves to do that and be educated about the company so that we're not just blasting, recruiting, we're attracting. We're educated, we're passionate about what we do, and I think that's going to attract more than the recruiting style way of going about it.
It will definitely increases retention. I've noticed that our number one recruiters at the company are not recruiters at all. It's funny that how that works. Like, you'll hear people too say, "Oh, I'm not really a real estate coach," and then they're the best real estate coach. People like Dawn Loding, who loves to say she's not a real estate coach, but she's like running her epic. She's a great coach. And then people who like Sam Rodriguez and stuff who are not, and yourself who are not recruiters. But you have big downlines because you're great at attracting people. So, people want to follow successful people. They want to follow people who have their best interest in mind as well. And to be an attractor is not to be a recruiter necessarily, but it's to be a people person, to be someone people can count on, right? So attraction is just so different. And if your goal is to recruit, then you don't understand agent attraction at all. You've got to
Well, when you
actually get out there.
when you have something so unique, that you're passionate about it, that shows in what you post and what you say, and it's obvious that other people are going to be interested in what you're involved in when they see that glow coming out in you. So that's just been a huge way to grow our groups the way that we have.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Awesome. Well, I'm excited about it. And it is here in the next 12 minutes. So you can just stay here and Justin Grant will be taking that meeting over and we'll learn a lot of stuff. So other than that, I'll see you at BuzzFest if you're here in Toronto. Otherwise, I'll see you in Michigan in just a couple of days. Very excited. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.